Grand Rising, good afternoon and good evening. Um, this one is going to be a little different. I said my prayers off camera because I want to be as tactful as possible when dealing with this subject. This was brought to my attention last night in my live, and I hadn't seen the footage nor had I heard either party speak on this situation. But when I got off of my live and I got out of station head, I decided to just sit back and relax and scroll through YouTube. And I ran across a content creator that was doing a reaction to SAFAREE finally speaking out about his trials and tribulations with Erica Mena. Um, this commentary might be a little lengthy, so someone please put a timestamp in this video when I tell you to. If you can, please and thank you. For those who don't want to hear the commentary. Um, I had done an Erica Mena reading last year when she went to jail with the Love and Hip Hop co-workers that she was with, Zell Swag, Bambi, and Saucy Santana. And I chose not to put that reading out because I saw that she was in a dark place mentally and emotionally. And when I see that someone, needs to be able to sit down and talk to someone and heal, um, I want to approach it in the best way that I possibly can. So I didn't upload that video, but in my humble opinion, I believe that she was screaming out for help then. Um, there has there has to be a checks and balance where we as women hold other women for this type of toxic, chaotic behavior. It's never cute for a couple to be chaotic and toxic towards one another, okay? But to watch her destroy items in SAFAREE's house in front of these small, adorable, innocent babies, and she's breaking glass everywhere, and these babies don't have any shoes on. And she makes them walk out of the house with pieces of broken glass on the floor in the house and throughout the walkway leaving out of the house to her vehicle. She never puts shoes on these children. She has them walk through this type of environment. And it really broke my heart because, for one, these children should have never seen this type of um, tirade. They should have never saw her have this temper tantrum. That's one. Two, she was completely unconcerned with the safety of her children. There's even one, frame in the film where she bumps into the little girl. I believe it was a little girl. She bumps into the little girl, like bops her upside the head because she was carrying bags and whatnot. Doesn't go back and check on the baby, doesn't see if she's okay, doesn't ask her if she's all right. And it was really sad because it appeared to me that the children were used to her behaving this way. They were more concerned with their father's safety, which was strange to me because every time she would react and she would run after the father, the children would follow her. They would literally move every time she moved, as if they were hovering to protect their father. And they're small babies. So for them to be used to outbursts like this, for them to remain calm during outbursts like this, in my opinion, means that they have seen this time and time again. They're used to it. Um, I can't say it enough. We as women have to hold females accountable for this toxic behavior. I could not accept a female in my friend circle who moves like this, who treats her children like this. Um, to see the pain in SAFAREE's face trying to describe this situation, and just the frustration of, I'm trying to be solid. I've been quiet. I've done everything that I can do. I've exhausted all of my capabilities. Now I'm going to the court. I just wish he would have gone to the court sooner. Um, but I do commend him for keeping his calm, not striking her back, especially in front of those children, even calling the police to document it because the children were involved, and Lord knows what can be said later that can keep him from his children. And he was even honest about, hey, we were still smashing, and, you know, we're not anymore. Thank God I finally, cut that situation. We're not doing anything anymore. We're just co-parenting. I can't, when he said I can't go to her home to pick the children up, I refuse to go to her home because there's no telling what could happen, how volatile she can be. So I'll pick them up at a family member's home or a police station, but I cannot go to her home. And then you see the footage of what she did to his home. I mean, the fact that he even has surveillance footage of her showing up with a ladder to climb the ladder and hop the fence is diabolical. That's literally something that you would think that he said for shits and giggles. You would not believe how she climbed that ladder and hopped the fence at 5 something in the morning to beat on his window because she felt ignored at 5 something in the morning. So, with all that being said, I'm going to end the commentary here. For those of you who hadn't seen it, I just had to give you, just the up-to-date information on what happened before I tap in. Can someone please timestamp this for the 8-minute and 35-second mark? Thank you for your patience. I know I've never had an intro this long, but I felt like it was necessary because just to see what was going on in the presence of those babies was heartbreaking to me. Angel, spirit guides, and ancestors, show me the energy around SAFAREE now that he's exposed the abuse and what the children are being subjected to. Okay, so interesting. All the cards face down. I will show you the one card at the bottom of the deck that's face up, 7 of Swords. So we've got the Wounded Warrior, which means that he's been going through this time and time again. And the Wounded Warrior represents tenacity, somebody that is exhausted, but they will not stop until they reach victory. Okay, so Queen of Wands. So, Queen of Wands can be a very fiery, passionate figure, okay? If anybody can bring a battle to you, it will be the Queen of Wands, okay? And because she wields that wand, baby, she'll fight you any way she can. um, King of Pentacles. So, I see that, he had talked about how she calls him a deadbeat. She talks about him being a deadbeat father. And King of Pentacles is talking about being a provider. I am a provider. I take care of my family, okay? My household, my children, if I am married, my wife. So he feels bound, literally like this person in this picture. He feels bound. He feels stuck. He feels trapped in this situation, trapped in his head, trapped, stuck in this situation with her, bound to this situation with her. Doesn't want to go to jail because of her. Oh, I didn't realize it was this many cards, and they all look at that, all face down. Yeah, he feels like, wow. And see, he loves his family because it's in the upright. He loves his children, but he feels bound and stuck and trapped in this familial situation. Okay. Um, he wants to just take the children and go. Now, as you can see in this picture, it's a woman escaping with her child in the Exodus. So it's like, to see that, and the man on the gondola is what's helping her to escape. Okay. It feels like when he first got with Erica, he was helping her to get out of a toxic, chaotic situation. At the time, she may have only had, well, yeah, she only had the one child, her son. So he really helped her get out of a toxic situation where, she was going through a lot of shame, regret, remorse, but he had no idea what to expect, because it's like he was being open and honest with her, being chivalrous, wanted to save her from what she was going through, but he realized in some respect he was being misled, grossly misled. Why does he feel like he was being misled? Okay, so we've got the sun here. So happier times, and also things that have been illuminated. So it wasn't until he started to take care of her after he married her. Okay? So here it is. It's like he marries her, he decides that he wants to take care of her, and then boom, here we go, the high priestess. He realizes there's a lot of things that he didn't know, like high level secrets, things that are, above his pay grade, so to speak, that he had no idea was going on with her until they got married. And there's a lot that he hasn't said, okay? And it feels like, this judgment. Things had to come to an end, but he faced a lot of judgment for being quiet. Um, wow, the energy that I'm getting is, if people only knew what he went through, if people only knew what this situation was actually like. So, high priestess, he's kept a lot of secrets for her, and is what it. This is why it feels like everything is just like so damning right now, because it's like the energy that I'm getting is that he did not want to share this information, but he's exhausted. He's wow. So yeah, remember what I said. He came into her life at a pivotal time when she needed him most. Five of Pentacles. She may have been down and out, didn't have anything, possibly facing being homeless, or being in a situation to where if she wasn't homeless, she still didn't have what she needed. But he found out shortly after he bought into the family life with her that things weren't what they seemed. It was a lot that she wasn't telling him. She could be very underhanded. Also, being that that person is holding the Five of Swords and the Two of Swords are there in the window, it's like there was a lot of arguing that led to them, having to bring this situation to an end. Okay. So it's like publicly everybody saw them detached from each other, but secretly people didn't see the communication. So as you can see, this person is hiding the harsh communication and how they actually handle him, how they actually talk to each other. But they're showing you, well, publicly we're not together, but behind the scenes, it's very, very chaotic. Okay. Wow. So, damn. It's all these cards for him coming out face down is showing me that he's been hiding a lot of pain and sorrow, so to speak. Um, Two of Cups. He did feel like she was supposed to be his soulmate. He did. So here it is. He buckled down, he worked, he did what he had to do to provide. Now, usually my cards are not in reverse in the deck. So I'm going to turn this around. So if it comes out in reverse, it will be honestly in reverse. But it's like Queen of Cups in reverse is like someone who's never satisfied, someone who's very cold-hearted, someone who is emotionless, and when they do appear to have emotions, it comes off very mean-spirited, hard-hearted. This is a person who really does not care about other people. Like her heart chakra. I'm I'm going to do both of their readings separate. This is just from the vantage point spiritually from his side, because it feels like her heart chakra is damaged. Like she really doesn't know how to, I feel like she doesn't know how to love or be loved. There's something there. And this is not going to change after SAFAREE. Okay? Yeah. So he's like, they do a lot of arguing over money, what he's given her. And I feel like there's a lot that he's given her outside of the court order. First reading I've ever had, y'all, where all the cards keep coming out face down. So you got Page of Pentacles, okay? And Four of Pentacles. In this deck, the coins. This Page of Pentacles represents like he would invest into what could possibly be like new business ventures and ideas. Like if she decided she wanted to do something, he would be supportive and he would, help to finance what it was that she wanted to do. To help bring stability. Like we both can work, we both can hustle. But he would still be judged and they would still argue. And he feels betrayed, by, this energy, the judgment. And it falls under the High Priestess. So it's like I'm being judged for things that I'm keeping in secret. It's like I keep taking it on the chin. I keep taking it on the chin. But I keep facing judgment. And you're the one that's actually being sneaky, betraying me. Okay, so Ten of Pentacles falling under the Seven of Swords is quite interesting. Um, wow. Wow, wow, wow. This literally feels like Here it goes. Five of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Remember I said that she may have been in a bad way financially when they first started dealing with each other, when they first came across each other. It feels like she may have gotten next to him solely because she was going through something at the time. But he did look at her as a soulmate. He looked at her as the one, someone that he could be with. And you got a Seven of Pentacles. He's looking at everything he invested and ended up with nothing. Five of Pentacles under the Two of Cups. Now, remember, this was in the deck in reverse. So if I was to leave this in reverse, remember what I just said, Eight of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. He works hard and nothing that he works for is appreciated. Okay? So he just decided he needed balance through a new beginning. Also, you know, he had to eventually follow his intuition. So here's the Temperance card, which once again is like balance through a new beginning. This is like a go to God moment because he's like, I'm giving, I'm giving, I'm giving. I ain't even asking for nothing back at this point. Six of Pentacles, I'm giving you everything that I got. But you're steady going back and forth, talking about how I'm breadcrumbing you. But I'm giving you resources that aren't even a part of the court order. So even with the court order, they may have had to go to court because she got to telling everybody about how he's a deadbeat, he's not giving her anything, and he's like, okay, well, let's put this in writing, let's put it on paper. And it just feels like no matter what he decides to do, how he decides to work this order out, that no matter what, she's just not happy. Yeah. You got the Page of Wands and the Five of Wands. So he's trying to find a new way to do things outside of fighting, because it's like, no matter what I try to work out with you, what we try to do, it's not working. You fight me either way. It goes tooth and nail. Geez. This is a lot. And he's acknowledging that, you know, everybody is watching. Everybody can see this. So this is what made him, allegedly, okay, this is what made him come forward to speak about what was happening and what was going on between him and Erica, because it's like at this point he feels like he can't hide it anymore. Eventually everybody's going to see it anyway. He has to do what's best for the familial situation, him and the children. So, you know, it's like messages are going back and forth, and he just wants to be able to tell the truth. So, you know, he thought this was going to be his ships coming in for them to be on TV in a union as a couple. Like, you know, we could work together. We can get this money. We can monetize this. We both, you know, work in entertainment together. You know, he's thinking about, you know, franchising it. Like they could have possibly had a spinoff and turned this into a thing. But then he realized that her motives were different than his motives when it came to how they were going to have their ships coming in, their blessings coming in. And he started to understand this truth during the marriage. I hope this wasn't the engagement and you still got married. Goodness gracious. So he realized that what he thought was once his ships coming in was a toxic, chaotic situation. Yeah, so he feels betrayed by her because it's like no matter how hard I work, no matter what I do, it's never good enough for you. And he just has been sitting here keeping this in secret. Now, here's the thing. Is SAFAREE perfect? No, nobody is. But I do see where he's giving a concerted effort and he's trying. He's trying to make a better situation. But I do not see that there's equal reciprocity between the two in this situation. This is why you got to choose on something better than just good sex. You really do. Because good sex will take you straight to the gates of hell if you're attached to the wrong person. Goodness gracious. But I do see love. Like he really did love her, but it's like he felt ostracized in the relationship some kind of way. And it's like after they got locked in, after they got married, like he was obsessed with the relationship, but he found out that it was, it was chaotic, it was toxic. He needed to get balanced through a new beginning because this was just it became too chaotic. It went from being intense to chaotic. So yeah, it's like he didn't show what was actually going on. He was always deep in his feelings, okay? But he kept it hidden, kept it in secret. I mean, I really think both parties need to go to counseling after such a chaotic, tumultuous relationship. After that video that was released, Erica, you might as well get ready to hand those babies over. Because if he has more footage of you behaving like that or more eyewitness accounts of you behaving like this, it's going to make it that much easier for him to get full custody. And I see that Erica's about the money, the Ten of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords, the Ace of Swords. Um, if this is a major part in how you finance your lifestyle, um, all of that is going to change very soon. So yeah, he took a leap of faith, jumped into this marriage, and it's like after he got into this marriage, it was like it was messages coming into him, and he it's like he wanted to just lay the messages, the gossip to rest, but then he found out it wasn't just idle gossip. He really started to learn things about her that he didn't know, and it's just like, oh wow, what did I get myself into? So he's looking back at this choice, when he gave her this offer, how they even came together. He's doing a lot of reminiscing and, the truth about why this relationship had to, you know, come to a rest, okay? And it's like, when the situation is at a rest, it means that, it could pick back up again, on and off, on and off, on and off. And it's like finally, end of a cycle. I can't do this anymore. And he made this decision because her and this Queen of Swords, she can be very abrasive. It seems like it's very hard for him to talk to her without her being abrasive with the communication. It's not, I mean, feelings are subjective, But this is the energy that I'm getting off of his feelings. Is she's very abrasive, and he just takes it. He feels it very deeply, but he just takes it. He never, lashes out or speaks back about how he feels, but he's in deep grief. Um, he feels very deeply. He feels betrayed a lot in this situation. And it's like it's her wish fulfillment to give him anxiety. Um, that's weird. Why? Because this falls under the devil and temperance. Like, he wants balance through a new beginning. Um, I feel like she wants more money. He just wants balance. But because of, him holding back and holding back and holding back, he's finally got to the point to where he's, filled to the brim with how he feels about this situation. And he's defending himself now. He's decided to stand up for himself for what he's been going through in secret. This King of Cups falls right over the moon, the Five of Wands, and the Page of Wands, and the Page of Coins. He's like, look, we got to find a new way to do this. We got to find a new way of handling things. All this fighting in secret. I've literally been keeping my mouth shut about everything that I've been going through this whole time. Now I'm ready to fight back. I'm ready to defend myself, to stand up for myself. And it's like, it feels like there's a lot of anxiety around Erica. But it's like, now that this situation is over, it's come to a close, it's made its final transition, he's finally done. It's like, if she can't have what she wants, he's not going to have what he wants, which is peace. So it's always about what she wants, or it's going to be hell. If I don't get what I want, I'm going to make sure you don't get what you want type energy. But I don't understand. It's like, I don't see enough, cup cards on the table, enough love for her to fight to hold on for what she wants. I don't, like, she's motivated by comfort and money. I don't see love. But we're going to tap into her and read her energy separately. Ace of Pentacles and the Empress hits the table. So it's like, wow. So it's like the truth came out, for him about the direction of this relationship shortly after, they got pregnant. Like, he wanted his baby, and it's like the other side of her comes out. And this is interesting because I feel like he ignored some, like, blazing neon red flags, and he tried to love her past it and through it. Um, and this manifested heartbreak. Had he have listened to his spirit guides, to his conscience, his higher self, maybe this wouldn't have went so far. This wouldn't have gotten so bad. So it's like, after he committed, like, I'm going to work, I'm going to give you everything, it's like he started to consider his options, because it's like I said, it was never enough. And him being unhappy, instead of him arguing, it's like he shuts down. Okay? So imagine somebody who feels a lot, somebody who feels deeply, And when they get hurt, instead of telling you how they feel, letting you know that they feel disrespected or things like that, they get quiet. They go into a shell. So, she likes to yell and argue and rant and rave. He does like a turtle and goes into a shell. So, communication between the both of them sucked anyway, because he felt like it doesn't matter what I say, she's going to yell, she's going to argue, she's going to fight. How I feel doesn't matter. She would yell and scream at him because she felt like he won't open up, he won't talk, he won't say what's going on with him, but he's moody. I don't think she understood that the reason why he was moody and he wouldn't talk is because he felt like every time he tried to talk, he was going to be demonized, yelled at, um, talked down to. So he just rather not say anything. When she get finished yelling, it's gonna blow over. It's eventually she gonna run out of steam. I just don't feel like participating. It takes too much. So he saw this as something that he wanted for the long haul. He really did see this, situation as something that he thought was going to have stability. He wanted to invest in it wholeheartedly. But he had to start considering his options. Why did you have to start considering your options? Was this around the time that they were saying that you were cheating or with other people? What is this? Okay, so you got the Two of Swords here and the Nine of Pentacles. So it's like he decided to cut her off, like go be independent, go be single. Okay, so it looks like, she likes the party life, she likes to turn up, but Knight of Pentacles is like her opportunities may not come as often as she'd like. So her money is not as steady, or was not as steady as his. Now it's like once she got pregnant, it's like he's starting to see why people from the past cut her off. It's like he found out who he was actually dealing with after he got her pregnant. He doesn't, the energy that I get right here, it feels like energetically he didn't know the real her. The other shoe didn't drop until it's like she got pregnant. It's like until they were locked in, okay? So it's like, before you get together, it's like all people just hating. That's the gossip. We ain't gonna pay the haters no mind. And then you get married, and more information starts to come to the surface. And then finally, it's like she gets pregnant, and you meet the real her. And it's like heartbreak. It's like things are now dragging on to a crawl. It's like everything started off really fast, and it's like now it's like every day it's like dragging on and unbearable to a certain extent. And it's like he focused on work. He put all his energy into work. So when we saw him bouncing from franchise to franchise to franchise, SAFAREE was everywhere. He was everywhere that Love and Hip Hop had a camera. It feels like this is why he was trying to escape the home life and funnel his energy into something else, because things were difficult at home. And he's realizing it's like this situation is forcing him to grow, because he's realizing that he has to push forward from this energy from the past, and he's got to be more mindful and intentional. He can't just, let the little head tell the big head, how to make decisions. He's like, I can't choose anymore off of passion, off of, attraction. And it's like once he grasped onto this concept, he decided to just go ahead and move on swiftly. And this, okay, so this is where he started to consider his options. But Safari, I was trying to give you like, you know, a little leg room here. I was trying, I really did. And then you just had to mess my shit up, because here it is. You decide that you got to start making better decisions. You can't let the little head make the decisions. So pretty much it's like he felt like, okay, this is terrible, and I don't mean to laugh. It's like, he, okay, I'm not gonna sleep with her anymore. I'm gonna go out here. I'm gonna date. I'm gonna, you know, go get my pickle tickled. Okay, because he had already emotionally and mentally checked out. It was over. Sir, that's not the way you leave a marriage. Leave it legally before you leave it, you know, publicly. Because what I'm seeing is he was already done. Emotion wise, he was out of the situation. He had checked out. It became too abusive. He no longer wanted to have, you know, a sexual relationship with her. It's like, I'm back out here, you know, if I got to deal with all of this, Q Anicia, I'm back outside. Okay. So I get it. I get it. I do. But you gotta get out of the frying pan before you crawl over to the skillet. So you got the Seven of Pentacles here. He's thinking about everything that he's invested. And then you got the Six of Wands. It's like, okay, I put a lot into this, but I'm gonna just go ahead and move forward. I'm sorry that I even got myself into this type of situation. And it's a wrap. Death card to the world. Yeah, he's done. He wants nothing else to do with Erica. It's like, I can't deal with you cordially anymore. I can't deal with you, you know, respectively, you know, excuse me, respectfully anymore. I tried. I did everything that I could do, but you have made it damn near impossible for me. Okay? So this is just, it's really sad. It's unfortunate. Yeah, so the Death card and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so this actually cost him a lot. It cost him financial opportunities as well due to her behavior. And here it is, hermit mode. Yeah, he's just like, you know what? I am just sorry I got myself in this whole situation. So it's like now he's alone. He's going through his dark night of the soul. He's reminiscing over, you know, what he thought was going to be, you know, a blessing. It turned into a lesson for sure. Here we go, the wheel. Okay, so I do see the wheel turning in his favor. You know, things are going to eventually get better for him, and it's going to get better because of the justice system. Him getting the court involved is actually the best thing that he could have ever done, because light is going to be shed on her behavior and other things that he hasn't even discussed with us. And happier times are going to come through him going to the court. So he's definitely going to manifest happier times. Things are going to start getting better for him now that all of this is properly documented. Um, And it feels like this is what the problem is. She gets defensive anytime she thinks that he's romantically involved with someone, allegedly. And I mean, baby, if y'all not together, you can't handcuff that man meat. He can go do what he wants to do with whomever he wants to do whatever he wants to do with, as long as he's respectful. He's not bringing all these people around your children. Whatever he does on his downtime, is not your call. I mean, only thing I can say is that I can understand a woman saying, if you're not going to be serious about this person, please don't have him around my children or around my child. Make sure that you've learned this person, and that goes for the woman or the man. Make sure you properly learn this person and vetted them before you bring them around our baby. But anything outside of that, you can't control the weather at another person's house and how they move, and if they end up with somebody else. It's wow. This is a lot. This is a whole lot. Um, all I can say is, baby Erica, honey, you better be glad that his sister is not more around the way. That's all I can say to you. Because the way that you had those babies walk out that house through that glass barefoot, and you tore up all his stuff, it ain't that hard for him to have a cousin or somebody feel some type of way. So I'm glad that he's taking the high road, and he's trying to handle this as respectfully and responsibly as he can. Because, baby, this is one of those situations that can get that way. So shout out to him for taking the high road, because at the end of the day, those children should have never saw that display. But at least they didn't see it escalate and get way worse, where the both of them are putting hands on each other and somebody is really, really seriously getting hurt. Because either way it goes, it's damaging for children to see this type of energy. But just imagine how hard it is for a child to process their father pummeling their mom to the floor and really being horribly abusive. Um, I'm going to close this out here, and I'm going to end it the same way I started it. Women, we really need to do a better job of calling out females who have this type of toxic behavior. Um, we as a community need to stop co-signing sucker shit for real. And I wish this man the best, and I hope that they can find a happy medium with co-parenting. But if they cannot, SAFAREE, get full custody of these children. Because if she's going to continue to behave like this is definitely not a good look. I'm going to end it here, and thank you everybody for your viewership and support. See y'all in the next video.